name is Jung-Yung.
And I'm Cathy.
And we're currently two grade 12 students attending Lisgar Collegiate Institute in the Gifted program.
We're here to demonstrate the reverse classroom approach. And in the reverse classroom approach, it's exactly like its name.
At home, we learn to do the lessons and the homework associated with those lessons.
At school, we address the issues that we encountered in the previous night's work.
Each weekday, we can call them business days. We have a daily quota to meet.
We have a different lesson to learn and a new set of problems to solve.
Every day in school, we have to do quizzes to make sure everyone is on track with homework. Alright, so here's our class website. In the class website, we have a variety of things. First of all, which is the course description. We can just click on that. We can see all the subject pages we have. Plus, we also have the course evaluation assessment here. And we also have online tools, such as one of which is Mathway. So here on Mathway, basically we can check a lot of our problems that we encounter. For example, if I can type in x to the power of 2 plus 2x plus 1, and select a topic, one of which can be factoring or finding second derivative. I'll just click factor for now and click answer. So here we go, it calculates it and gives us an answer. So using this answer, we can just basically check our work. It's just a great way of doing so. We also have the graphing calculator here, and the graphing calculator provides a great visual to a problem in checking our answers. If I graph the same function here, I can just click graph right here, and we get a nice graph. So basically later on in our Google Documents, we can screenshot this and we can post it onto the Google document if we have problems with a certain graph or we just have a question.
Usually students will leave their textbooks at home when they need it at school, or they'll leave it at school when they need it at home, and they can't do the homework and they may fall behind in the lesson. So here's a link to an online textbook. It's just our advanced functions textbook, all the chapters, except it's all online. So here's chapter 2. We'll scroll down. Here's a review of chapter 4 to 6. And I opened it, well, I have it on the iPad right here. I can take it with me wherever I go, on the bus to school, at home, whenever I don't have my textbook. So it's really handy. And there's a textbook answer key along with the textbook, so you can check to see if you did the homework right. Here's another link, Khan Academy. It's super useful. So, there's videos of everything.
Basically right here we have trigonometry, and Khan Academy is just a great way in having an online resource for reinforcing the concepts that we learn in class. Sometimes we don't actually understand what the teacher's saying, so we can just look here, and it's basically just like having another teacher with us, almost like a private tutor.
So here's a video on trig identities. We're learning this right now, and it's really useful for those who don't understand the lesson, or maybe they want to help another student understand the lesson. And it's just a tutorial on how to do all of this.
Alright, so that's basically all our online resources. If we take a look at our website, we didn't explain some, but that's pretty much what we have right now. Okay, so what exactly we do every day? Essentially, if we look at the website, we have all the lessons in chronological order. Today, we're on Unit 5, Lesson 8. So we can just click on the lesson today, which is for double angles. And basically, we're given a blank worksheet, but it has the lessons, which goes through all the explanations that we need. We need all the trig identities for this, for today's lesson. And we have all these problems, which we need to answer, which we can just, some people like to do this, I like to do this preferably, print out the blank worksheet and do the rough problems on scrap paper as such. Sometimes in our lessons, not here actually, but we have example problems which actually go through each step, or we can just take a look at the answers to the lesson, double angle lessons. And actually in the lessons are really great because instead of just giving us an answer, it goes through all the steps and we can actually just pinpoint what mistake we made. Let's say we made like a math error, just like not here, but maybe we might do like 1 plus 1 equals 3, and that's a really stupid error, but we can just look at this and we know that we made that error right there. So that's just basically what we have a lesson for today, and we'll move on to the Google Doc discussion.
Okay, so this is our class discussion page. It's on a Google document, and our teacher makes a new one for every unit, so we're on Unit 5 right now, and we're going to go all the way back to Thursday, October 18th, and I started this discussion with the diagram illustrating a concept I wanted to show. And I posted a link to a YouTube tutorial. It's a step-by-step conversion between degrees and radians. So it's just a YouTube video. There's so many on there. And this discussion page is really great because anyone can post questions of, for example, maybe they don't understand a homework problem or they don't understand the concept of the lesson in general. And because there's so many people that are constantly on this discussion page, it will usually get answered immediately. Some people will provide a full step-to-step solution. Some will summarize the lesson. Let's just scroll down through these 60 pages to today. We can find it by the red, where is it? The red bolded title right here. So here a student posted a solution to a problem, and this was not in response to a question, but many students will do this because it's really helpful for those who sign on to this discussion page later at night when not a lot of people are on. So they can just read through the whole day's discussion, and many questions that they would have had would hopefully have been answered.
Alright, so at the end of each unit, we have to do a personal document, which is shared to us by the teacher. Here we have Cathy's personal document, which is actually individual students have to do each of their own. In the personal document, we have to provide the page number to the question, a question, and we have to provide the answer. Here we're actually graded on the questions that we choose. So the harder the question, the higher grade possible, and the quality of our response. So if we look down, the teacher will actually just give us a level and a comment, hopefully, for our quality of our work. Here we can see that Cathy demonstrated high quality of work and got a 4++. See, in certain situations where we might not have a personal document, the teacher might be unable to use professional judgment if the student can't perform on a sort of test. We all have those bad days. I know I mess up on tests sometimes, and the teacher may understand that I have the knowledge, but I don't actually have the evidence to show that. But here with the personal document, we actually have the evidence for our knowledge, and that's just a great sort of tool. Okay, so one thing I really find beneficial just personally to myself about this educational process is my ability to teach myself a lot of the concepts. In university, it helps in a lot of the study groups. Basically, I can teach the things to myself on my own initiative.
The one thing I found really beneficial is that it goes beyond the traditional what is just right or wrong. It encourages us to look beyond just the solution, but to the concepts leading up to it. So we examine the reasoning behind why we're learning the math we're learning, and I just found that really helpful.
It's great. This educational process is great not just for the individual or the classroom, but pretty much for education.